Today on the series of Back to the Basics, I'm going to teach you how I place my pattern on my wood so I can saw. There's a lot of different options, but this is how I do it. Before I print my pattern, I put my pattern in a website called Rapid Resizer, and it allows me to print it in any size that I would like. Next, I use Easy Liner contact paper. So I cut it to size of my board, and then I peel off the backing and place it onto my board. Now, Easy Liner does come in different widths, and I just happen to have like a 12 by 15 feet. So I am having to do it twice just to get this full board covered. You do want to make sure that you try to not hang too much off the edges because you don't want that contact paper to be getting stuck to your saw. So if you are off the edges, definitely trim it down. I am off the edges on this and I did not trim it down, which I normally would, and so I should have done that and I did not. But you just want to make sure that it's on the top of your board and not hanging over. Now I'm just placing for the bottom part of the board, so the full top of the board is covered in contact paper. Now the reason why I cover my board in contact paper is because I'm going to glue my pattern down, and this allows it so the glue does not hit the actual wood. Gluing your pattern directly to your wood causes a lot of sanding, and some of these little pieces that I do in my detailed work, it's really hard to sand as much as needed if I glued directly down onto the wood. I did start with painter's tape onto my wood, but I noticed with the little strips, unless you got it right on the strip where they would all pull off together, you had to pick at the painter's tape on the little details that were cut out, and I liked that the contact paper stayed in one full sheet, and that's why I use it. Now I'm just lining my pattern up on my board just to kind of see where I want to actually place it. This one's a little bit different because there's 3 dogs, and so I wanted to move it to where each dog was kind of center from the edge of the board, as well to make sure that my pattern wasn't hanging off any edges at all. So I'm just placing it. I'm going to kind of move it around a little bit and kind of get the best placement that I am looking for, and I'll show you what's next. Once you're happy with the placement, you're going to take a regular glue stick, or you can use spray glue. I did start with spray glue, but it tended to dry really fast, and I couldn't move my pattern nose around as much. So I started using the glue stick, which allows me to still peel it back up if I need to replace. The only issue is you need a saw with a glue stick by you, because you will have pieces that peel up, especially if you get it fully covered. Now, I will say that this is probably my least favorite part of scroll sawing, is doing the pattern and getting it right. I do tend to peel it up a lot and reposition, just to make sure that it's perfect, because you don't want your pattern to be crooked on your board and then you saw it and then you'll have to re-saw the board to make it actually square again. So I do spend a lot of time placing my pattern because of this reason. So once your pattern is placed onto your board, you are going to need to drill the holes in the black portions of your cut. That's where you're going to cut out in order to feed your blade through. So for drilling my holes, I put a board down so I make sure I don't drill into my table. And I use what's called a Seyco scroller's drill. Now, I was trying to use a drill press, but the throat of the drill press was really an issue, especially in bigger portraits. You couldn't get to the centers because of the throat depth of the drill press. This allows you to put your drill press right on top of your portrait and drill anywhere that you need. So I love this little drill. It makes doing detailed pattern super quick because I can just go in and drill the holes wherever I need them. And I don't even actually have to leave my saw, which is pretty cool. A quick tip, I do use micro drill bits, and this allows me to do super detailed pattern work with a smaller drill hole. You do want to make sure that you are using a drill bit that is the size of your blade that your blade will fit through. If you use too small of a drill bit and your blade is bigger, you're not going to be able to feed your blade through that hole. And same with too big, you don't really necessarily want a really big drill hole. You want to make sure that you're using a size appropriate to the size of your blade. Now that you've finished drilling all your holes, you are ready to saw. So that's how I prep my pattern and get it ready to get on the scroll saw. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And if you gained any value from this video, please like and subscribe and ring that bell. As well as there will be links in the description on the scroller's drill, the contact paper, everything that I showed you here, I will link in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, and I hope you enjoy this video.